What's on Your Mind is sponsored by ACC 339 Dudley Road, New Style Radio 98.7 FM, Breakthrough Studios, and Reggae Jam Jam.
Good afternoon. How you doing? Let me say welcome to another program in the series of What's on Your Mind. The program is produced by Breakthrough TV, and I am Carl. Hope all is well with you guys. We are still in the summer in the UK, and it's a brand new month. So let me say welcome to August. The year is going so quickly, you cannot believe it. Can't believe it's August already. Yeah, but it's one of those things. Time waits for no man or woman for that matter. Let me say thank you for tuning in. This is a live stream, don't forget. And we are coming to you live now. Don't forget to share the program, you know what I mean? Let me say very, very thank you. I want to say thank you all for the guys who supported the program all over the times we've actually been doing. Massive respect. Let me say thank you. So many of you, you know what I mean? So many names. So many names. I can't even call all your names. But you got to take it that we say thank you for actually supporting our program. Massive respect. And I want to say big shout out to my guest that I had last week, which was Patricia Panton. Absolutely marvelous, wonderful lady. Let me say big shout out to you, Pat. Now, I got into trouble. You know, sometimes you get into trouble for saying things. But I actually got into trouble for not saying something. Have you ever heard that? Well, let me repeat again. I got in trouble for not saying something. Generally, sometimes you say something and you get into trouble. Well, I didn't say it last week and I got into trouble. And those of you who knows me very, very well, it's regards to Patricia Panton. Yes, and you said it. And you said, Carl, why you never say it? Yes, me and Patricia Panton, we go back a long way. We was actually in the same band. You know what I mean? There was actually myself, there was myself on guitar, there was Patricia Panton on vocals, my very good friend, and Ike, who was like the main teacher in the band. He was on bass and he knows a lot about music. My good friend Doral and also Victor. We was all in the same band. We all started out very, very young, you know what I mean? And we've all gone our different ways at the moment. Some of us are still in music, some of us are still doing different things, you know what I mean? But we're still friends, and sometimes we always keep in touch, you know what I mean? So that's how we are. And one lady said to me, Carl, you should have said so. So I've actually said so. And I said, another lady said to me, Carl, it's good to see you never forget your roots. No, I never forget my roots, and I never, ever forget where I'm coming from. Yeah, so let me say big thank you. So there you have it. I've said it. Also want to say big shout out to, Heather Haywood, and also Sugar Rainbow. Let me say big shout out to you. They also came on the program a couple of weeks ago, and they got this wonderful track called Think About. You know what I mean? So it's absolutely a marvelous track, and I do really love that track. Hoping to speak to Sugar Rainbow very, very soon, all being well on the program. Also, Diagra. Want to say a big shout out to Diagra. How you doing, sir? Hope all is well with you. He's at the Legacy Center of Excellence tonight, down there at Aston, you know what I mean? And it's the Wednesday Night Fever is actually on, and he's actually with his band, Tempted to Trust. I got to tell you, last week Saturday, I was out and about. And I went to see the band Tempted to Touch. The place was packed. And the place was absolutely marvelous. And I say it was absolutely locked. So we say big shout out to you. And I say you can catch Tempted to Touch down there at the Legacy Center of Excellence. Also with Miss Culture Jam and a wonderful bunch of artists down there as well. So go and check it out. It's absolutely marvelous. And they're actually celebrating, guess what? Jamaica independence. Yes. So while I'm talking about Jamaica independence, let me say big shout out to Jamaica. Now, I know some of you say, but we're not independent. I've heard that so many times over the years. The only thing I can say about it is that, you know, we still got a long way to go. You know what I mean? So we say, great, we've come this far, but we still got a long way to go. So let's support the thing. And I know Jamaicans from abroad, all across the world, all across the diaspora will be celebrating worldwide. And there's a lot of us, you know, there is a lot of us coming from such a small island. Let me say big shout out to you. And some of us has done great across the world, you know what I mean? We've developed so well across the world. And let me say big shout out to I always call it my little Jamaica. Now, a lot of you guys allow me to call it my little Jamaica, but it's just one of those ones. Yes, so let me say big shout out to Jamaica. And finally, Jamaica, the Reggae Girls. The Reggae Girls, big shout out to the Jamaican Reggae Girls football team. They've actually get to the knockout stage of the Women's World Cup And this take place in Melbourne. So we say big shout out to them. You know what I mean? They've actually beat, no, they didn't beat them. They finished 0-0 with Brazil. So Brazil is out, and they have actually got to the next stage, or the last 16th of the competition. And we say big congratulations to them. And I must give them a big clap. Yes. My very special guest in the studio. Wow. It's Mr. Asha B. How you doing, sir?
I am good. Blessings to everyone out there, you know, on YouTube and Breakthrough TV, you know.
Welcome to the studio, sir. How are you?
I am blessed, you know. Give thanks and praise. Yeah.
How's your day been?
It has been great so far, you know.
Yeah.
As I say, we got health, life, strength.
Yeah.
So we give thanks. That
Yeah.
is good. That is good enough. Whatever the day carries is what the day carry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
And that's how it goes. Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
And you're a percussionist. You're a drummer. Shall I call you a percussionist, or shall I call you a drummer? And I know you've been playing for a long time. So tell me, where did you start?
Well, I started in a school band.
Okay.
The band was called Pride and Joy,
Okay.
you know. And then from there, now I met a brethren named Midas, used to be in a sound, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And Midas now liked the band Pride and Joy.
Okay.
And he said he want to manage the band.
Mm-hmm.
But him saying don't like the name.
Pride and Joy.
Yeah, and saying don't like the name. So there now, him say him going to change the name. So him call the band Amlak.
Okay.
Yeah. So the word Amlaks mean one God,
Okay.
one inspiration.
Yeah.
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 So it's coming from Africa. You
Wow,
know?
marvelous. And I say you've done different things across the West Midlands and the UK, because I know you've done community work, involved in different community projects all over England and all over the UK. Yeah.
Yes. From the youth, you know.
Yeah.
Because you know, I'm a musician,
Yeah.
but I'm for the people. I'm not for myself, you know. So I always trying to help people.
Yes. And I know it's
Always trying to help
and
people, you
I know you're also current where you're at. You're with you're the lead vocalist of the band, the Big Ship Alliance.
Yeah, my article.
Your article.
Right on, man, you know. Yeah, Robbie Levi, big him up. Wherever you're there right now, brother.
Marvelous.
Yeah, man.
Can I ask you how that come? I'm gonna ask you about that band later on. But let me see if we can find a clip of Big Ship Alliance, and let me see, you know, what we can actually do with it. So show them the audience with let's have a look at this.
This was at Iran Hounds.
Yeah. We were actually recording that. We were actually recording that.
Yeah.
You know.
Everybody don't know Africa boy, here I come. Africa boy, here I come. We're Ethiopia and it's best of all. Repatriated to take it all. No plan for each and every man. Work hard and get rid of it in a yard. Africa boy, here I come. Africa boy, here I come. Mixing it down here. We are on the plane. Giant won't set, we are waiting. When we got there, we are on the plane.
So let me ask you, what made you want to be an entertainer? I got to call you an entertainer, and for the people, and what made you want to be an entertainer?
It was just in me. It was just in me for do it, you know.
Yeah.
Because from a little youth, I always loved music.
Mm-hmm.
My father used to have a sound system,
Yeah.
so I used to select on the sound. You know, the time I'm about 10, 11, 12 them time there. So he used to keep blues party.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to select the sound till about 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, and then him run you a bit, And so, 'cause my people, they was also, them party on Saturday and got church on Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then I got church on Sunday, But I always love music, so from there, as I said, started, in the school band, and then from there,
You moved on.
move on,
Was you born in this country? Was you born in the UK?
Well, no.
You wasn't born in the UK.
But I have to say, the year I grew.
Yeah, it's home to. We're not frightened of it. It's home to all of us. Who whether we born somewhere else or we born somewhere, it's always been home to all of us. Yeah.
But it doesn't really matter where you come from.
No.
Because when you start to get to know yourself,
Yeah.
Say we are originally we're Africans.
That's right.
That's right. You're black. It's broad life in one. You're African.
So let me ask you then. Like you are a Rastafarian, yeah?
Yes.
Yes, you are a Rastafarian. Yes, and I'm gonna ask you this because I want. We never see a lot of people asking people about Rastafarian or their religion or whatever. We see interviews that we never sort of get. So, how did you get into becoming a Rastafarian?
Again, the same brethren, Midas.
Mm-hmm.
He was a Rastaman.
Okay.
So he used to pass me every time I come from school. He always pass me and he always say, "Yes, Rasta, yes Rasta." So one day I stop him and say, "Why you call me Rasta for all the while?" Call him time there. And I know like I'm not really too know about Rastafari.
And you don't have to be after the lax to be a Rasta, because the three gangs who go back way back.
Yeah.
The three gangs who actually started didn't have any lax.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But in the 1920s, 1930s, the three gangs actually who started didn't have any lax anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
So me coming now from a church background then.
Yeah, Christian background.
Mm-hmm. As I say, he used to stop me all the while, reason with me. But when I reason with me now, I start to see what I used to think about and how I see the world and certain things.
Mm-hmm.
He also saw the same kind of thing. I saw that in him,
Mm-hmm.
living peacefully, to give instead of wanting always to receive, and things like that. Yeah. Living in love and unity, and so and also from a little youth as well. No disrespect to anyone or any other nation, but the white Jesus thing never really sit with me.
Yeah, and I don't think it sits well with a lot of people. And even a couple of days ago, I was watching a pastor, and he was actually saying, this Caucasian guy in a temple in somewhere, and all these different people praying to this Caucasian guy with his skin. I watched it a couple of days ago, and there's a big Nubian preacher actually preaching that, and then said, "This is not so." This is not so. And I think a lot of us, a lot of people over the years are coming to realize this is not so.
Yes.
This picture of Michelangelo painting.
Yeah.
Which is a picture of Michelangelo painting, isn't it? I think.
Yes, it is. It is.
Yes. So,
not much people know that.
No. Yeah.
But that was, I have to say, inflicted on us.
Yeah.
From when we were little youth,
Yeah.
Also other little history where them tell you about, make you don't really know yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as I said, when this brethren Midas Susan must come from school, he always reason with me. One day we had a what we call no history lesson. Kind of history lesson where them I tell you say man evolved from monkey. From this thing called a mobia and turn in a fish and then start walking like, from monkey to man, So I sit down here and think about it. I say, them time they couldn't even read it to question your teacher neither.
Yeah.
I put up my hand and say, yo, Then if man come from monkey, how come I don't see the monkey I walk and I talk now? In this time,
Yeah.
teacher get vexed with me and say, yo, you know, and from this on I start to question things,
Yeah.
start to look at things and see say, what a person teaching you is sometimes from their perspective.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
as they say, his story, I break it down, his story,
Yeah.
you know.
And sometimes it's got a lot to do with politics because it's
Yes.
control.
Yes,
Yeah, the
it's
classic one is control. I mean,
It's control.
the one I don't care who wants to say this about it. The one I always find very, very strange is the one that when they actually tell the slaves, "Oh, we'll work till Jesus come."
Yes.
You know how bad that is.
Yes.
You know how bad that is.
Yes,
A lot of people don't realize how bad that is.
Yes.
We'll work till Jesus come. So you're constantly ranting, constantly slaving away.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And they use lots of little tricks.
That's right, yeah.
Like in from the Bible, there's a quote where it says, servants, be obedient unto your master.
Yeah.
You know? But that master is not them.
No.
The master is Christ.
Yeah, that's right.
So them to understand that. But they use that against,
Psychologically.
against I nation to benefit what they need to benefit, you know, from it. Yeah. Also it's a fear. It's a fear.
Yeah, it's a fear. Yeah. Control. As I say, control.
Yeah,
Fear and
because
control.
black people never really come into history through war.
No.
You know, when I did a school in England here, they tell you say that England started their history with the Battle of Hastings.
Yeah.
That's
1066.
1066.
I think we all know that one.
So them starting war.
Yeah.
War was their history. You know, other nations, most of their history start in war. Our nation start with spirituality.
Yeah.
You understand? So that's spiritual when you check it now. Jobless, you have really three nations on earth.
Yeah.
You know, you have the white man, you have the Asian man, you have the black man. All Western nations are a mixture of somewhere of one of those three nations, you know. God bless the white man with what him bless him with. Him bless the Asian man with what him bless him with. But him bless I and I with spirituality.
Yeah, yeah.
You see. Yeah. And to why I see the earth run right now is like the other two nations which are blessed with what they're blessed with. They look like they come together to conquer spirituality. So they keep spirituality away from the whole, from earth, you know, trying to keep spirituality away from people.
Yeah.
And you have to have that connection with the Almighty. You know, it's not we blow the breath of life into ourselves.
Yeah, yeah.
And the Almighty do that. So we are only here for a short period.
We're just passing through. I said many times. We're only passing through.
Yeah, we are only, you know.
Yeah.
And John know even before we was.
Yeah.
Before we even come on the earth, John know we. You know. So.
Yeah. Favorite artist. One of my favorite artists, probably everybody's favorite artist, is Bob Marley. What do you think Rastafarian became more popular? I don't know if that's a quite word. When Bob Marley came and sort of conquered the world and spread it more across the world. How did you see that? Even though there was Rastafarian before that, because I say the gang started in 1930. But do you think, and I'm not talking about the fashion. You know, I'm not talking about the fashion trend because, you know what I mean, the locks and all that sort of thing can be the fashion. A lot of people jump on that fashion trend. So I'm not, but do you think Bob Marley, in his conscious and his spiritual self, when he came on, it sort of popularized the Rastafarian organization, or if that's the right word, Rastafarian religion more? What do you think the impact he actually played?
It play a great impact because, you know, Bob Marley stood for exactly what he believed in, what he know, you know, not even what he believe in, what he know, you know. So, but we have to also understand, say, Rastafari has been here from creation.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just that it was, I wouldn't say taken away, but beaten out of the people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Over time, long even before the modern day slavery happened, because if people know the history, especially coming from the Bible, we, the children of the Almighty, were taken into, this is the 4th time now we've been in captivity. It's not the first. It's you know, the Babylonians, the Persians, you know, the time of King Nebuchadnezzar, Pharaoh in Egypt, you know.
Okay.
So, but this is the last time we ever be in slavery.
The last days.
Yeah, the last years, and the last time we'll ever be in slavery, because the Bible prophesies, everything prophesied come to pass.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Marvelous.
So it's just that the people it were beaten out of them, and over the centuries and years now, the people them almost forget about the Almighty too. You know what I mean? So this is part of the reason why we as a black nation are in the position where we is now.
Where we is now.
Yeah, yeah. But Bob Marley come and show the people them say Rastafari is a light we can follow.
Yeah.
And that light will guide it to a greater light too. Yeah, yeah.
Right, great.
Yeah. In fact, his baptismal name, because many people don't know that Bob Marley was baptized as an Ethiopian Orthodox.
Yeah.
Just before he passed away.
That's right.
Yeah, yes. So his baptismal name is Brain Selassie.
All right.
So Brain in Ethiopia means light.
Yeah.
So it's light to the Trinity, or light to Selassie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you follow Selassie, Selassie will lead you to Christ. If you follow Christ, will lead you to Selassie the same way. So everything good.
Right, so let me ask you then, let's ease up a little bit. Some of your favorite artists. Tell me some of your favorite artists and who's influenced you over the years.
Holy. One of my favorite artists is only one of them. He is present now in the earth.
Yeah.
Israel Vibration.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know his Western Vibration.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Is a band which I admire. I love the way them sing together. Harmonies, the style of harmony, the style of singing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even as three brethren them who have a polio, you know?
Yeah, that's
Them
right.
still bless them and let them go through hurt.
Yeah.
And use their voice
Doing what they're doing.
to touch many people.
Yeah.
Many people, yeah, man.
What about great bands like the Abyssinians and Burning Spear and all those sort of bands?
Burning Spear, Abyssinians, Peter Tosh, Bob Marley, Bunny Wailer, Third World, Freddie McGregor, Michael. There's so much I can mention. Right. So much artists. Some of them I've worked with. Yeah. Some, they just influence me.
What do you think about? I mean, I know time is always changing, and time never stood still. Time is always moving. But what do you think? 'Cause we don't see such great bands. There are bands there, but we don't see those such great bands anymore. Like, you know what I mean? You know, the big reggae bands. You know what I mean? The sort of roots and culture bands. You know what I mean? That seems to. I mean, these artists who has gone. We've seen those artists who's matured over the years. I'm not going to say old, who's matured over the years, but we don't sort of see any young people sort of getting into that sort of, you know what I mean, that sort of groove and taking on that sort of. I'm taking that sort of journey of music anymore. And I know things has changed and things has always changed. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, like when I was young, and still the Wailers, Abyssinian, Third World. You know what I mean? Even Steel Pulse from Birmingham. Those great bands. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so you don't sort of see bands like that anymore. You know what I mean? Coming through anymore. Why do you think that is? And I think possibly some of the teaching that those bands that gives, you don't sort of see it anymore.
Well, part of the reason as well, if we have to look a bit deeper at certain things, like Bob Marley come, you know, and that word, sound and power, which Bob Marley come with was very influential.
Yes.
To the world.
Across the whole world, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So we know that over time, you know, things has been really revealed that certain influences coming down at Jamaica and help break down the music. You know, break down that unification, break down that strength of the music. Yeah. You know, and also as well along the way, as I said, those people in them times, the Burning Spear and all these people, them come at a time when it was their time to tell the world something, you know?
To spread the word.
Yeah, and bring back that remembrance
Yeah.
of the Almighty.
Yeah, yeah.
That was the main thing, to bring back the remembrance of the Almighty, to also show the world the kind of social living which people were under at
Yeah.
that time, you know.
Yeah.
So it was still a mental slavery, and you know those great artists come and help free up a lot of people from that mental slavery,
Yeah.
and that, you know, and see that you can look at things in a different way, you know.
Yeah.
You don't have to always follow a system, where that system I tell you, or that religion I tell you, or you can be yourself. You can know the Almighty and know yourself.
Marvelous, absolutely great. So what is like? Let me sort of move on. What is like when you're sort of touring on the road? What's it like being, you know, when you're traveling along the road and touring and do different shows? How is that?
It's good. It's
It's
good.
good,
Yeah, it's good. It's not always good at all times.
Okay, let me ask you. What is the advantage and the disadvantage?
The advantage is that the music can reach a wider audience. That's the first thing, because that's the whole point of why we're doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is to reach the people, as much people who want to hear the right things. You know what I mean? And you know, you get to see the earth.
Yeah.
You get to see, you know what I mean, different nations of people. You get to see how people live.
You get to travel,
You get to travel.
which you all wanted, which we all want to do.
Yeah.
Because we want to see,
yeah.
we want to see Mother Earth, don't we?
Yes,
And His
yes.
glory, and,
Yeah.
and as I always say, we are all citizens of the earth.
Yes.
No matter what country you're from, I am a citizen of the earth. You know what I
Yes.
mean? No matter what country I was born in,
Yeah.
I am a citizen of the earth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? So there's great advantages. It also, you know, open up your scope, open up your mind, you know, because if you're just in one place all the time, that is all you will know.
Yeah, and you don't expand to learn anything
You
else.
don't expand to learn anything else. So you go to different countries, you meet different nations, you know, you listen to them, you find, say, some of them nations, they almost share your culture, almost, you know, close, or the food what they eat are so is close, you know. It's close to what you as your culture is like.
And then you think, we never know that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So you find after a while that people are people.
Wherever you go.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what color that person is, you will always find good. You will always find bad.
Yeah.
In every nation, no matter what nation it is.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's just like you have family, and everybody in your family are going to get on with. Straight on.
And we don't like to say that, do we? We don't even like we don't even like to think that, do we?
But it's not everybody you're going to get on with. Down to your own flesh and blood.
Yeah.
That is the real reality.
That is true.
So, you know, I look at it that the earth and everyone in the earth is my family. Is my family. Some may not love me, and some would love me.
Yeah.
That's just so it goes.
That's how it is. Right, Big Ship Alliance.
Yeah.
The band you're with now, right? How did that come about?
Big Ship came about because I have to pick up a virgin name, Gabby. Big up Gabby, a guitarist.
Okay.
Yeah. I did a little show with Gabby, and a female singer, I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
But we did a combination tune, the turn your lights down low and pull your window curtain. You know, do that tune there. So when it came to doing my part after we do the show, now Gabby come and Gabby say, "Boy, Asha, I'm telling you now, the eyes sound like Freddie, you know." He say, "Yeah, man." He say, "If you start a Freddie McGregor tribute, you know."
All right.
When he tell me, I say, I said, my own works and so.
Yeah,
I said,
yeah.
yeah, but you know, it's like and a great legend and so, you know. I look at it and I say, yeah, you know, after a while I look at it and I say, yeah, it can work, you know. And Freddie is a person who I work with, over the years.
Okay.
And he's been one of my main influence when
Yeah.
it comes to vocals as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I don't say 100 I try style from Freddie, but from a little youth, people always been saying that sounds.
You sound like Freddie.
Yeah, so
Great.
so well, take it and say, give thanks.
Yeah.
If Jah bless me that way, that Jah has blessed I and I that way. You know what I mean? As I said, and it's great to honor a living legend,
Yeah.
living legend, because what I find, especially in England here, a lot of bands, they honor artists, which
Yeah.
is when the artist pass,
Yeah. I always say that myself. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It'd be nice to, it was nice even to meet Freddie
Freddie.
and let him know that this is what we're doing, and, endorse it and give us his blessings.
Yeah.
And say, yeah, well, he even felt good to know that somebody is looking up to him as well, because, within reasoning, he was telling me that a lot of people, like, if they start singing, they're more influenced by Dennis Brown, they're more influenced by Baba, and so,
Okay.
So it's a nice feeling to know that someone is influenced by
Great.
him.
He's a very nice man, and I'm not just
Yes,
saying that, because
yes,
we was at the 0121 Aston Park celebrating Jamaican 60th independence.
Yeah.
And he was backstage. We was backstage, and he came backstage. You know what I mean? And I recall we went over and said, "Can we have a little chat with you? Can we have an interview?" And he says, "Okay, son." He says, "Okay, son." And he says, "Let me just have my coffee." You know what I mean? I don't know if it was coffee. He was just having a drink. He said, "Let me have my drink, and I'll come back to you." And he's straight over. He went on stage and he came back. When he came up, he comes straight over and talked to us. You know what I mean? And I mean, we're not, we're not anybody big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When he came over, same with Yellow Man. You know what I mean? And you can actually go to Breakthrough TV and see that interview. You know what I mean? That we actually did, which was actually marvelous. You know what I mean? And then he said he was actually great character. And then he said he was actually going back to the USA because we speak to him this Sunday, and then he says he was actually going back to the USA the Tuesday. You know what I mean? So he went back to the USA. But he's a great man. And I got to say, well, he has to be because he comes from Clarendon. And that's why they call the band the Clarendonian. He's original band. And guess what? I come from Clarendon. So I have to throw that one in.
Nice, man.
And you tell us a little bit more about Big Ship Alliance. And how many members of the band you got in there?
There's 8 of us.
Okay.
8 of us. Call it 9 because we have a good engineer. Her name is Rochelle.
Yeah.
So there's 8 of us on stage. There is Stones, he play percussion.
Yeah.
Maureen tambourine.
Yeah, I know Maureen. We met Maureen.
Yeah.
I met Stones, but I know Maureen himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
Big shout out to you, Maureen.
She is the backing vocalist.
Yes.
Also, I have to say, big her up as well because she's like our spiritual mother.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't go up on stage without we pray.
All right.
So if I go up on stage, she pull you up and say, yo, well, we have to go pray before we go up on stage.
Great.
You know, she have her spirituality about her, which I love about her, you know?
Yeah.
You have our brother, Joel. He play guitar.
Okay.
You have Ebony. She play
Bass. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the bass player, I gotta say.
All right.
Bass player, I'm a big shout out to you.
All right. You have Robbie Levi.
Robbie Levi, big shout out to you, Robbie.
You
Yeah.
sing and play keyboard. You have Mikey Nanton. He's like the MD in the band. He helps arrange music, but he's a great keyboard player. He started out in Bashara.
Bashara, yeah. I know him very well. Yeah.
Pato Bantan.
Originally, Bashara used to be called the Kushites.
Aye.
Yes. So that's how far I'm going back.
Yes.
Yes.
And you have a great David Skins.
Yeah.
Man, pan drum.
Pan drums. And he's
See?
been playing with so much bands over the years.
Yes.
Pato Banton also.
Yeah,
I know Skins very well, yeah.
He started off in a band named African Star.
Star, yeah. My God. You just said that
That's
name
where
there.
I know him from.
You just said that name. I remember that name. My days.
Yeah.
We're going back, way back. African Star.
African Star. And then you have Rochelle the engineer. And I myself, I shall be singing and play percussion.
I know how things going. How are things going? Because you're doing quite a few shows. How are things going?
Yes, it's going good.
Yeah.
You know, it's going good. We have some, few shows for the rest of the year. You know, more adding on along the way, and so
Can you tell where you're on? Where you're at the just off the top of your head. Let's say, tell the listeners where you are, the viewers where you're at. You know what I mean? And because I know you got quite a few different shows coming up.
Yeah. So the next show is the 12th of August, which is at the Yard Button Factory.
Jewelry Quarter.
The Jewelry Quarter. Yeah. And then next one is Two Tone Cafe in Coventry. That's at the 26th of August. Then you have Ackley Social Club, 2nd of September. You have Robin in Wolverhampton, that's on the 8th of September. You have West Bromwich, Harville Place down West Bromwich, that's just beside the bus station there. You have Jam House on the 21st of September. You have Dulce's Bar on the 29th of September, that is in Hensford. Bradford on the 28th of October. Lounge Balmere Lounge in December. So that's just a few of them.
Marvelous. Absolutely. Good to see you're going to those same grades. Very good. It's going very well.
Yeah.
Good to see that. You know what I mean? We must say. What about studio work, music, tunes or whatever? And tunes out.
Studio work.
Any new tunes coming out?
We're working on that now.
Like the next album?
Yeah, we're working on that now. In fact, before I even came to the interview, I was in the studio.
You had a sleeve in what? Did you bring a CD or something like that? We can show what you got there. You got to see.
Yeah.
I just spotted you with a CD. Yeah.
This is my own album.
Okay. What is that called?
This is called Hard to Smile.
Okay.
And people always say, why you name the album Hard to Smile? And every time I see you, I smile. So why Hard to Smile? It's called Hard to Smile because Hard to Smile. Hard to Smile.
What do you call it, Hard to Smile then?
Well, at the time when I did this album,
you wasn't smiling?
No, I wasn't smiling.
Serious?
Sometimes you go through things in life. You're going through tribulation. You're going through, a spiritual journey, whatever you're going through, So that's, I had to take some time out, go down to Jamaica for a while and then come back and done this album,
Yeah.
So it's how I was feeling at the time. So, I wasn't smiling very much.
Smiling at the time. How are you feeling now?
Great, man.
And when was that released?
This has been released a good while now.
Where can we get that?
You can get this on Spotify.
Okay.
You can get it on all the streaming platforms, them Amazon too as well, YouTube, record shop them. It's even in Birmingham Library.
All right.
So you can go to the library and I'll rent it if you want to rent it.
Tell us a couple of the tracks name if you can tell us some couple of the tracks name.
Yeah. One Step, a track named Tim Cut Day, Rise Up. A single which a lot of the steppers sounds them know, that tune named Jadea. The next song, Fly Like a Dove. Girl, I Love Your Rebel Souls. There's a few albums. 13 tracks on the album. 13 tracks.
Okay, great, fantastic. Right, how do you see what I call cultural music today compared to, say, back in the day when we was say back into the 80s or say into the 90s or some of those great artists that inspired us, from the 70s. How do you see music now compared to that those sort of days?
There is still some of the young artists them, who is
embracing
it and trying to hold on to that part of the music.
Yeah.
There is like Chronics them and Protege and so,
Yeah.
Kabaka Pyramid.
Yeah.
And so, holding on to that message still and that, that great influence of the music,
Yeah.
Yeah, because, as I said, without it, people will be lost, because it's not all the while people want to hear about destruction,
No.
what's going on, and slackness,
Yeah. Yeah.
And so sometimes you have to look into life and know, say, there is more to that other than just, as I said, taking life and being destructive, and careless with life. So.
And I was going to say, what do you think about those tracks? And I've asked many people this in the studio. If you perhaps would show, you'll see. What about you think of some of the slack language that we hear, and the bus gun that we hear, and the cut man short that you hear, and kill this man that we hear? What do you think about that sort of lyrics?
Well,
what is going on there? I talked to Prince Hammer, and he said things is changing, and it's how the youths are feeling at a particular time.
Yeah.
And I sometimes I talked to the great Prince Hammer a couple of weeks ago, and he was explaining that to me. But I need to get your explanation on it.
My point on it,
your point on it.
Personally, things change. You know what I mean? But when you look at things, what a person might say was hard, 20 years ago. At the same hardship, but just in a different form.
Yeah.
And that different form now, it causes the youth them to kind of look into themselves and believe that there's no other way of them expressing themselves. Without being blatantly raw about certain things. You know what I mean? But it doesn't really help our situation in a way.
No.
It don't really help the situation because then now, again, music influence people. So I happen to hear an artist talk about something simple as tattoo of himself. And him say, when the radio interview guy, I interview him say, I know my fault if other people want to follow that. But he is the influence.
And he's
been in a position so that when people look at that and they look at youths, them and say, but they're going to follow that.
Yes. So he's not being responsible, is he?
No.
He's not. That's what I said. So maybe on the same level. He's not being responsible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the music is not about destruction.
That's right.
They got the music coming from spirituality. Yeah. It come from, that's why, when you have about Psalms 87, and it's, it's a make a joyful sound, serve the Lord with gladness, and, him say, praise him with instruments and organs and praise it. Just so the music originally is there to praise the Almighty. Originally.
Yeah.
But some people look at it now and think it's about money.
And fashion.
It's about fame. It's about, as I say, fashion and so forth. It go further than that.
It goes, yeah.
It go further than that because to where I look at it, Jah give I and I a great responsibility. Somebody have to take it on.
Yeah.
And if we don't take on that responsibility in the right way, we are going to influence the future. You understand? So I don't want my grandchildren them and my great-grandchildren hear a song from I and it's just say, destroy.
Yeah.
Or I teach my granddaughter, say, yo, if you look a certain way and then you will be accepted in society. And that certain way of looking is very negative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm not here to that. I'm trying to, elevate.
Positive, elevate, and helping. Yeah. That's very good. You hit on a very good point. I heard the great Max Romeo. But I came into Dancehall magazine, and he was actually talking about the man that did Chichi Bodo and all that sort of thing. He was saying that he used to sing, sort of not so nice lyrics then, no, that's suggestive, sexy lyrics.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then he says he says, I carried on, and then those songs was very popular.
Yeah.
In fact, some of those songs was big
Yes.
in the UK charts,
Yes.
and it was doing well.
Yes.
And then he says, you know what, I have to stop doing that
Yes.
because I don't want my children or my grandchildren
Yes.
to be listening to slack, I gotta say then,
Yeah.
lyrics like that.
Yeah.
So he changed.
Yeah.
And he be more. So, and I'd say we're on the same level of exactly what we're talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Because, as I say, you know, there's no way I personally, a guy can't get me to come do no little slack thing.
Mm.
You know? Force me, a man all force me to do that. Me come out of music.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Because I have to answer to the Almighty, first of all. And secondly, I have to give an account for the work which I have done. I have to give an account for that. You know what I mean? And as I say, I do not want people to listen to what I am doing and influence in the wrong way or take a direction of life which is the wrong way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? While people them draw closer to the Almighty. Yeah. That's it.
Great.
Yeah.
Knife crime, big in our city, big everywhere, big in London, big in Birmingham, big. What do you think about knife crime?
Again, it's a next part of destruction, you know?
Yeah.
But that destruction, you have to also look at it and know, say, part of it is a setup, you know? So sometimes I try to appeal to the youth them and make them know, say, don't get drawn into that setup.
Yeah.
It's difficult out here. We all know that it's difficult out here, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, the get rich quick mentality,
Yeah.
the bad man mentality. If you go bad, then bad for your cause. So, and when I say bad for your cause, I don't mean say you must terrible.
Yeah.
I mean say bad up the people them who making uno bad.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Them guys in a suit and tie. You know what I mean? I walk up and down with briefcase and dictate to the world how the world's supposed to go.
Yes.
And then people needs to, you know, we need to look at. You know, let's say like Robin with that guy. They rob from the poor and, you know, rob from the rich and get to the poor. You can't rob from your own. You understand? You can't take from your own and kill your own and fight your own. You understand? And them guys up there who sit up in a big mansion and so have everything, yet still in the go bad them up. You know?
Do you think our communities played a big enough role in helping to solve the problem?
The community can only do what the community can do. It's not everybody can do everything. You know, it's not everybody can do everything because you have some people in the community who will pray for these things to stop, and prayer is strong. You know what I mean? You have people who stand up and talk. You have people who stand up and do.
Yeah.
And you have people who stand up and criticize and feel say, it now will get no better. But it can't get, the only way it can get better if we actually take some form of action.
Yeah.
Be it through the music, be it through your work, be it through whatever you do. You need to learn to take some form of responsibility. We also have to realize too as well, say, many of us from my generation, you know, many of our children has grown up fatherless. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's only mommy alone that look after that.
I do the thing, yeah.
You know what I mean? Which also makes some of the youths them a bit hungry in life.
Yeah.
And so, you know what I mean? Maybe some of the youths them when they come have them home now, maybe they see the situation, some make it better, some make it worse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we have to also take responsibility as well to know so that maybe some of us could have done even more.
And that goes straight across the board. We're not talking about one particular people. It goes straight across the board. You know what I mean?
Straight across the board because people might think, say, well, you know, it's just black people have a problem.
No.
No, you have to go in some place.
That's why I made that clear.
In a Birmingham, you're going to some place where, you know, you have some really troubled children. You have some really, when mother would have once say, some bad people them, some terrible youth them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Terrible and dreadful.
And dreadful.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah. So,
But it's a system.
Yeah.
It's a system because if the system they care about the people, then the system will make the people. You know?
yeah.
And like what a man once said to me one time, you know, when the wicked reign, the people cry out. When the righteous reign, the people rejoice. You understand? So the people are crying.
Yeah. Right, Asha, I'm going to ask you, because we are talking about spiritual and all that, so I'm going to ask you to give us a bit of percussion on your drums. But don't knock it too hard because it'll shake up the microphone that's printing you. So give us a little vibes on the drum, please. I beg you.
Vibes on the drum.
Because this is your baby you've been playing for such a long time.
Yeah. All right.
Wow. Have you got a name for that?
Eh?
Have you got a name for that?
Yeah, it called vibes.
Vibes. Yeah, we got a couple more minutes. Give us another vibes. It's called vibes.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
That little touch.
Absolutely marvelous.
Yeah, man.
Right, guys. Asha, let me say thank you
No
for
problem, brother.
coming to the studio with us. Anything you want to share with us, I have to ask you that.
Yeah, just saying big up to everyone out there.
You want to shout out to you now?
Yeah, shout out to my family, my daughters, you know.
They don't have any name.
Yeah, Ife, Persephone, Rhea, you know. To my sister, who's my twin sister Carol, my brother them, the Big Ship Alliance band, the people who are following the Big Ship Alliance band, you know, Big Ship really thank you all for supporting us, you know, for the duration of the time the band's been going, you know what I mean? And we're gonna try and continue to give you know, good works and good music, you know what I mean? So we say, yeah man, bless up to the world. That's all, you know, and stay blessed, stay godly, you understand? And love John live, yeah man.
Asha, let me say thank you for coming in to Breakthrough TV and sharing your story. Our time is almost here.
Yes.
Yeah, let me say, I'll give you the punch.
Blessings,
Bless up.
blessings,
Let me say thank you.
blessings.
Thank you for taking the time out and coming to the studio with us, yeah?
Yes, brother.
Marvelous.
Give thanks.
Right, guys, there you have it. Don't forget, that's what the program is all about. You can come in and you can share your story. And we went a long way this afternoon, you know what I mean? Talk from different, we talk music, we talk the journeys, we talk spiritual. You see how the show works. Because the program is called What's on Your Mind? Isn't it, Asha?
Yeah.
So that's how we do it. Want to say big shout out to all you guys who tuned in. Want to say big shout out to you, Philip. How you doing, sir? Angela, big shout out to you. My whole family, United States. Wow, so many of you. Let me try and remember some of your names now. Gerline, how you doing? Tat, how you doing? Maggie, how you doing? Pam, how you doing? Colin, how you doing? Pal, how you doing? Yvette, how you doing? Andrea, how you doing? There's so many of you. Let me go to Jamaica. Helen, how you doing? Boswell, how you doing? Paula, how you doing? Glenn, how you doing? Andrea, how you doing? Sharon, I know you're in the United States. Let me say big shout out to you. Lydie, how you doing? Carl, how you doing? The whole Williamson family, wherever you are across the world, let me say big shout out to you. The McLeod family, big shout out to you, wherever you are. Hector, how you doing? Tyrone, how you doing? All you guys I grew up with in Jamaica, let me say big shout out to you. Let me say thank you for tuning to Breakthrough TV. Have a wonderful weekend. You know what I mean? And I say, it's Jamaica, Jamaica. You're not going to shout my Jamaica out. I left you a long, long time, but it's still my little Jamaica. Jamaica, Jamaica, let me say, happy independence celebration. You know what I mean? Wherever you are in the world. Some of us, as I say, had started before. So some of us are living abroad, and some of us are here. Asha, what do you think about the Jamaican independence? Quickly. The celebration. don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me so we're not really independent.
All right, big up Jamaica independence.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, just be dependent on Jah. That's all I'm saying.
You don't want to commit yourself, do you? Oh, guys. Awesome. There you have it, guys. Let me say thank you. I also want to say a big shout out to all you guys who actually take the time to come as guests on our program. There's so many of you. So many of you take part in the program since we actually started the program. And even my recent guests, let me say big shout out. Don't forget, catch you back again next week with another What's on Your Mind. My guests also next week, my very special guest will be here. I think she actually is from Nottingham, Tina B. She'll be my very, very special guest next week. Thank you. And Tina B is actually at the 0121 celebration, Jamaican independence at Aston Park down there. Also, big shout out to Mr. Dean Anderson. Big shout out to you. I should say Dean Alexander. big shout out to you. Yeah, this is what you do when you don't have a script, you see. Let me say big shout out to you. And hope to catch you down there. Respect. My time is here. My producer as well. Big shout out to you. Never leave my producer out. He's so patient. He's so, he's so tough. And when I make a mistake, he beat me up. But I don't mind. We work well together. And then Mr. Producer, he give me a thumbs down. He's nuts. Have a great afternoon, guys. I'm out. Take care. Breakthrough TV. Catch you next week.